Cholesterol isn't the villain you've been told it was for all these years. Cholesterol is actually your bodyguard. For decades, we've been told that cholesterol clogs your arteries, leads to heart disease, and ultimately kills you. Turns out that story was based on weak science, cherry-picked data, and one man in particular that changed the entire nation's diet. Here's the truth, cholesterol is not your enemy, it's your repair crew. And blaming cholesterol for heart disease is like blaming firefighters for being at the scene of a fire. So let's walk through what really causes heart disease, how the science got hijacked, and how you can see what's finally going on in your own body without fear. Stick around. Cholesterol isn't a toxin. It's a waxy, fat-like molecule that your body actually makes itself. About 75% of it, in fact. Only about a quarter comes from food. Your liver manufactures cholesterol because it's essential for every cell in your body. Every single cell membrane in your body needs it. It's the backbone for hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and cortisol. And it's what your brain, which is nearly 60% fat, uses to make new connections. It even helps your body produce vitamin D and bile acids to digest fat. So cholesterol is not trying to hurt you, it's trying to actually keep you alive. So how did something so essential become the most feared molecule in America? Meet Ancel Keys, the physiologist who back in the 1950s pushed the idea that cholesterol and saturated fat cause heart disease. He was bought, and he published something called the 7-Country Study. The 7-Country Study supposedly showed a link between heart disease and saturated fat. But here's the truth. He actually had data from 22 countries, not 7. He cherry-picked the 7 that fit his hypothesis. If you were to include all 22 countries, the correlation vanished into thin air. Despite that, his theory caught fire. By the 1960s, government guidelines, doctors, and of course, big food jumped right on board. Suddenly, fat was bad, sugar was good, and the low-fat revolution was born. And people have followed it. But guess what? Since they have, obesity, diabetes, and heart disease have skyrocketed. Now scientists understand that cholesterol doesn't cause heart disease, it responds to it. Here's how it really works. When your arteries become inflamed from sugar, stress, smoking, or high blood sugar, the delicate inner layer called the endothelium gets damaged. Your body sends cholesterol, especially LDL, to patch those cracks like a band-aid. So when you find cholesterol at the site of a heart attack, it's not the cause, it was there to help clean up. So what's the real problem? The real problem is chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a constant damage and repair cycle that eventually leads to plaque buildup. Inflammation, not cholesterol, actually lights the match. Now when you get your cholesterol tested, most doctors will look at the total cholesterol and look at the LDL. But those numbers alone are just like knowing how many cars are on the road without actually knowing what types of cars they are. Not all LDL is bad. You've got two different types. You've got large buoyant LDL particles, which are the big fluffy ones that don't stick to your arterial walls easily. And you've got small dense LDL particles. These are the dangerous ones that sneak into your damaged arteries and oxidize. So when your doctor says, oh, your LDL is high, that doesn't necessarily mean you're in danger. You can have high LDL, which is really common on a keto or low carb diet. That's mostly large, healthy particles and be just fine. That's why the standard cholesterol test is so outdated and needs to be changed. It's like trying to diagnose a car problem by sticking your ear up to the hood instead of actually opening up the hood and seeing what's really going on. If you really want to know what's going on, you need a test that looks under the hood. So ask your doctor for a cholesterol particle size test. A lot of times they may not know about it because they've been taught to give you a medication to mask the symptoms instead of fixing the problem. If they won't give it to you, you can do it on your own. It's called an NMR lipid profile test, and you can get it from LabCorp on demand. I've made another video about that on the top 5 lab tests you should have done. I'll link that video up there for you if you haven't seen it. And that test just doesn't measure particle size, it's a complete lipid profile test. It measures particle size, it measures count, things like LDLP and small LDLP. That's what's really going to tell you if cholesterol is actually causing risk or just doing its job. And that's the best part of it. You don't need your doctor's permission to do it anymore. I'll put a QR code up there for LabCorp on demand, and I've got a code down in the description where you can get 20% off your lab test. Get this test done through your doctor or on your own, and you can see what's really going on, and not just a total number. So if cholesterol is the enemy, what should you focus on instead? Number 1, you have got to reduce inflammation. You've got to cut out seed oils. You've got to cut out ultra-processed food. You got to cut out most added sugar. You need to eat real fats, butter, olive oil, a good avocado oil, grass-fed beef, eggs. They actually improve your HDL and the particle size. Manage your stress and sleep. I've made several videos about this. But you've got to get your cortisol under control because spikes of cortisol inflame your arteries. You've got to get sunlight and you've got to get vitamin D. Vitamin D synthesis relies on cholesterol. If you can't get enough vitamin D from the sun, consider supplementing. And one of the biggest things you can do to help is move daily. Do what you can do from where you're at. If you can take walks, take walks. If you can do strength training, that's the best thing that I recommend that will help all aspects of your life. But exercise will raise your good HDL and helps clear out old LDL. Your goal should not be to lower cholesterol, it should just be to make sure it's working properly. See, cholesterol was never the villain. It's the messenger. It's the repairman. It's the warning light that tells you that something deeper is going on that you need to check into. It's time to stop fearing that number on your blood test and start asking better questions. How's my inflammation? What's my LDL particle size? And what's my lifestyle actually telling my body to repair every day because of choices that I make? These are the essential questions you gotta ask. Why? Because cholesterol does not cause the fire, it shows up to help put it out. So next time somebody tells you to blame cholesterol, just smile and tell them you'd rather actually fix the fire than blame the fireman. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please give me a like on this video, subscribe if you're not already, and share it with somebody you think it might help. Stay healthy, don't be scared of cholesterol, and I'll see you on the next video.